Happy November, sisters. As always, it's a pleasure to see you. I pray that you are doing well, your family, work, everything else is going fine. As you can see, today we're going to be doing SSU news, which means that this video is going to be very short because I want to refer you to two videos that are very, very crucial to our understanding of how the trends work, and especially when it comes to labels. Now, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. The media and politics, they have their own agenda. And most of the time, not to say all of the time, is to influence our behavior, the way that we think, the way that we consider a specific topic. It's totally fine. The world follows their path, but it's just amazing how the church has been buying into their lies and buying into the trend, and that we follow what they're doing. As you know very well, we're called to be sober and vigilant. It's not everything we see on TV or hear on the news that is accurate, but we need to do our own research. And this leads me to the topic of labels. Now, we've heard of labels all the time. Sometimes it's ingrained in our mind that we don't even realize that we're labeling ourselves. Labels are whatever category we place ourselves in, whatever title we assign to ourselves or that the world assigns to us. And it became more dominant, especially with this event, because it was now more rampant. It's like, oh, you're white, you're black, you're minority, you're this, you're a victim, you're that. And a lot of people started to pick it up. Now you started to seeing small business owners labeling themselves as, oh, I'm a black owned business, I'm a women owned business, I'm a minority business. And it's just amazing, and how people, and it goes above, beyond skin color, because people like to say, oh, I'm a single mom, I'm this, I'm that, I am, we all have these labels, and we don't realize that labels, they restrict us, and they also divide us. And what do I mean by that? Because when I think to myself, I remember when we were growing up, there was never this issue of single mom. We just look at a woman or a man and we say, oh, this is a parent who's raising their child or children alone. But the fact that people have come with that term, it's now, oh, you have to pity her or him because he belongs to that category. Oh my goodness, look at him, she has special needs, and it's like, oh my goodness, they are handicapped, and now it restricts you because you only see yourself through that mindset. You only see yourself, oh, I come from a poor background, and that's all you see. It's like this tunnel vision that restricts us, because everything we do, it's now to prove ourselves towards other before others. I want to prove myself. It's like we're in this constant fight. Oh, I'm fighting against this race, I'm fighting against these people. And it divides us, obviously, because now whenever, and I'm sure you've seen that before, when things happen, people are always like, oh, was that man a white man? Oh, was that a black person who did that? And it's like, what does it matter to you who did what? We're all human beings, but it divides us, it restricts us, rather than us, children of God, seeing ourselves in the light of Christ. Who does the Bible say I am? And not what does the world say I am. There's an interesting example I have. My former housemate, she went to conduct an interview, and she came back and she was just like, "Ugh, I'm not going to have that job. I'm not going to have that job." And I was like, why? She said, well, the entire interview panel was full of white people. And I was like, so? Oh, yeah, but don't you understand? They're not going to pick me because she was African. And I was like, if you are going to get that job, you're going to get it, whether they are yellow, black, brown, whoever is in that panel. Because if God says that this is your job, you're going to get it. But you see, for her, she's already limiting herself, she's already restricting herself, and already saying that I'm not going to get it. Why? Because I have all these white people in the room. So, like I said earlier, rather than looking at ourselves through the lens of media, through the lens of politicians who always want to divide and conquer, we should look at ourselves through the word of God. Who does God say I am? The word of God says, I am more than conqueror through Jesus Christ. The righteous are as bold as lions. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. I am the head and not the tail. Everything works together for the good of those who love God. So when we meditate on the word of God, the truth of God abides in us, and we no longer see ourselves through the labels that the world assigned to us, but we see ourselves through the truth, through what the word of God says. And this is how we overcome, sisters. This is how we are more than a conqueror. Because one of the things that I even stopped doing is stop calling myself black. I call myself African. And if I see another person, I can say, oh, he's African American, or he's Caucasian, he's Asian. I talk about the regions rather than the skin color, because at the very beginning, who are you to assign a color to me? Who are you to say that you are brown, you are yellow, you are red? Like, who are you to call me that? So I refuse to use the terms of people who just want to divide and conquer. Okay, so the first video that I want to refer you to, sisters, is going to be a clip, and this clip is going to be an interview between with a man who is going to expose the entire agenda of the media and the politicians using this event in order to degrade the African American community here in America. And I'm sure this applies to other countries, and especially in the Western world. It applies to other Western countries who use what we see on TV to just bring us down. And the second one is a documentary. Very, 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 I can't emphasize how very, very interesting. It's a very interesting documentary. Again, it goes back to this event, but it really goes in depth into how people manipulated this event in order to influence our mind, to bring about an agenda, a very devilish agenda. Unfortunately, the documentary is not free, but you can go to the website and subscribe, watch the video, and then just cancel your subscription. And I will also put the trailer to the documentary down below so you have an idea of what points they're going to be touching. But I honestly recommend you, whenever you have free time, to watch this documentary, because it's going to be so eye-opening to the realities that we're faced with in this world, and how as Christians we should really be sober. And I can't emphasize that enough. Be sober and vigilant and not follow the crowd. And as always, sisters, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I pray you continue to stay blessed until I see you again next month, God willing. Bye.